Hello, how's everybody doing? Good evening. Let me get situated as per usual here. I need to get the chat and everything in the right place and all the links like I normally do. But so today, I thought we'd try something new. I heard that there was some, I don't even know how to describe it. I guess some back and forth between The View and some conservative lady, and apparently The View were like, oh, you can blah blah blah, and she was like blah blah blah, and sorry. Yeah, so anyway, we'll look into that. I haven't seen it myself yet, so we'll look at it together. And before we do that, well, after I do the links and everything, like I normally do, since I was researching the whole Erika Kirk thing, and as I was looking at something, I found something mildly interesting. It's going to be a little, I don't know, like a 5-minute thing that I was thinking about adding to my next video that I'm working on now. And I figured I might as well show you because I was looking at it now and I have it pulled up, so might as well. So it's literally going to be like a few minutes because it's a fun little thing I found, and I was like, huh, that's interesting. So maybe we can all together go, huh, that's interesting. All right, let me get the chat in the right place so that I can read the chat properly. It shall come out on its own, and it shall go in the special spot for the chat where the chat goes. Oh my goodness. Every time I have to switch it from top to live, and then I pop it out, and then it's like, it says top again, and I have to switch it again. You know, they really only want you reading the top one, don't they? I don't know why, but they seem to really push that. Although I'm glad it's at least an option that you can change it to live. Okay, that looks good. Let's put you guys over here. Oh, it's not going. Oh no. So I did do something differently with my setup. I got another hard drive, and then I got another thing to connect all the hard drives to, because the hard drives were getting out of control from all the videos I was downloading, transcribing, and all the research and stuff I've been doing. So it was getting a little out of control. So I did have to move a few things around, and I unplugged and replugged a few things differently. So I know exactly how to fix this. It'll only take a second. We'll put you over here. There we go. Done. Okay, that should do it. And now we can put you over here. Alrighty. Let me catch up on chat here real quick before we do the links and whatnot. Stillman! Oh, look, you first. Welcome back. And Professor Hizzle, nice to see you again. Examination, Rick Nell. Bayu, I haven't seen you before, but welcome, sure. Yeah, I mean, that'd be cool. Naz, welcome back as well. Rick, no. Yeah, that's pretty nice. I did mention earlier in the Discord that I was like, it is nice now when something gets like a little popular, but then I don't want to be disappointed, because I know sometimes people that start following you for one specific thing, and then they see you also do other things. I don't plan on dropping the Kirk thing. I'm like a dog with a bone on this particular topic. I am not letting go. But I do also do other things. So I know sometimes people don't like seeing other things in their thing. So sometimes if you kind of get too excited about it, and people are like, oh, wait, you do other stuff too? And they're like, never mind, bye. So hopefully that doesn't happen, but you never know. So I'm trying to stay chill about it. Cucumber chill. Bayu, my name is Def Not. Not really, but that's what we're going with. Huh? That's interesting. Yeah, we'll have to do that. You bought a hard drive in this economy? I know. I mean, the prices are ridiculous. I was like, oh man, I really wish I had bought it, I don't know, a few months ago, when I was like, oh, it's not that serious. And a few months ago, it was already kind of expensive, but it was okay. Like it was all right. But then I went and looked now when I really was like, okay, it's time. I need one. And prices have gone crazy. I don't know if they had like doubled or what. I haven't looked exactly at the like the charts or whatever of the costs, but I think I could have gotten the same drive for half the price like a few months ago. It's completely unreasonable, but I need it, so I couldn't help it. I really needed to get my drive set up for my editing work done better because it used to be connected to the regular ports, and I had to get like a proper casing, like the better one for the one that goes to the Thunderbolt. What is it? Thunderbolt? Thunder something? Whatever the Apple calls it. I always forget. I thought it was Thunderbolt. Anyway, to those ports because those are the faster ones, and I wanted to make sure that everything was compatible with the faster ones, so that way I could use it almost as good as the internal one. Because for editing work, the other ones were kept lagging, and it was so difficult to edit sometimes because it was pulling stuff off 5 different drives that were all connected at the regular thing through like 5 different docks and little like USB extenders. Anyway, long story short, it was necessary. Yeah, well, it's needed. I couldn't help it. I wish I didn't have to drop the dough, but you're on the right track, Duffy. I keep doing the Kirk stuff. It was a good day today. Oh, good, yeah. I really hope that how should I put this? I hope the people who follow for the Kirk stuff stick around because I do have more stuff coming, but to be clear, that's not the only thing I do. I do also do other stuff. So, oh yes, all that Streamlabs. Okay, perfect. I'm all caught up. Let me get my links going, and then we'll look at the fun stuff, and then the other fun stuff. I figured we'd take a little break from all the debate stuff. Although I was looking at a debate, maybe for the next live we'll do a debate react because I was looking at one and you know, I was sitting on the couch kind of like, oh, what should I watch while I'm eating dinner or whatever, and I came across this debate, and it was, what was it? Oh, it was on, was it Modern Day Debates? Yeah, I think it was Modern Day Debate, and they had this thing on First Amender and some other chick, I forgot her name, and they were doing feminism debate, and I watched the first, I don't know, like 10, 15 minutes, and I was like, this is awful. So we have another conservative feminist apparently, so we get to maybe laugh at that next time, which it was bad. I don't know if it gets any better. We'll find out together, but maybe we'll laugh at it next time because with all the sort of research I'm doing on the back end for creating all like the Kirk related videos, I figure for the live stuff we could do something that's kind of like a fun different thing and something I don't really have to prep for, that I can spend the time researching the Kirk stuff and working on that, and then for the lives we can kind of hang out and watch stuff together for fun. That way nothing is really compromised time-wise, and I'm not taking time away from the stuff that I'm really concerned about now. I really tend to, like, when I get concerned, let's say concerned is a weird word. When I get into a topic, I start getting, like, obsessively getting every little angle of it. I don't know if that's... I have been told that too, so it's probably not news to anybody, but I like eclectic channels, looking forward to the other stuff. Oh, cool. I appreciate that. That makes me feel a little better. Okay, let me do the links, and then... because every time I say I'm going to do the links, it takes me like 20 minutes. So let's just get this over with. Okay, gotta do this one. Gotta do this one. I don't know if it really helps a lot for posting links in all the Discords, but I don't know. Other people do it, so it must be something that matters, right? And I have clicked myself, like when I go and sort of click through other Discords here and there, sometimes I'll notice something and I was like, oh, look at that. And I'll click on it myself. So if I do it, some other people might do it as well. I can't be the only one. Okay, I don't know if... I'm always worried about posting in the tomato self-promo vine because it says you can't post if she's going live. And I never know if like that particular time is okay. I don't see her in the live thing. I don't think she is. Yeah, oh, okay, cool. That should be fine then. I try to be considerate if people have rules about that sort of thing. Okay. I think that's the only one that really has special rules. Okay, let me pull up the thing with the stuff that I was just looking at. So I was I misadjust there. I was just thinking about something that I noticed. I don't know. I think it was a few weeks ago when basically, let me pull this up so y'all can see what I'm looking at. Oh no, let me go back. I need to fix this a little bit. Let's do, because otherwise, is it? No, it's this one. Okay, I think this should be okay. Nope. There it goes. Okay. Ooh, that is huge. I don't remember what we were watching last, but it was like super zoomed in, and suddenly like Erika Kirk's face like huge all over the whole screen. I was like, holy crap, no. Run, run, she's gonna get me. Uh-oh. I broke it. Oh my goodness, what am I doing? Okay. I should be okay now. Let me move myself a little out of the way. I'll put myself in the, I don't know, corner. I never know what's the best way to put myself in this view, but we'll figure it out. Okay. So I was sort of thinking about this a few weeks ago, how she did that thing where she went to Arkansas and she was promoting her like high school program thing or whatever it was. Anyway, what kind of threw me off about that was right here, how she's like, oh, you can't, oh my goodness. It's like, whatever, you can see her. She's, yeah, the chat only covers the other lady a little bit. The Huckabee Sanders governor, whatever she is. Anyway, and she was all like, in this post, she's all like, when in all of these other, like, when Charlie first died, she was all like, and like, you know what I mean? Like, it's hard to describe in words exactly what it is I'm trying to convey here, so this might come across kind of stupid, but she was really all like, oh, fierce, like, boss babe immediately, which is, I guess, who she is, as we all know now. But I guess she got criticism or something, and whoever's, I don't know, doing her publicity stuff, I'm sure she has somebody. It seems like if you're rich enough or popular enough, you gotta have somebody, like, managing your publicity in general. I forgot what it's called. I think it's an actual job. Anyway, whoever that was must have pulled her aside and been like, listen, you're giving too much boss bait, and it doesn't look good. You gotta drop that. You gotta more sad, okay? You look too happy. You look too excited. You gotta do a little bit more sad, a little bit more soft. Do more like soft, feminine, sad, feel sorry for you kind of thing, not afraid of you kind of thing. You know what I mean? It took her a while to get it, but you know, because she was doing, and then she was doing this thing, and when I was trying to pull up a few videos, I was like, okay, there really is a difference, because I was pulling up a few older ones and then some of the newer ones, and this is one of the ones I came across, and I happened to play it just at the right time for me to notice something weird that I'll come back to here in a second. And then we have her over here, at that same event where she was doing this sheepish, like, standing there like, I don't know what I'm doing here. What is this, a camera? Oh my goodness. It's weird. It seems like she can't do human. She seems to be doing, like, extreme excited to have her new job or whatever, not worried at all that her husband is dead, and like the super performative like dabbing eye thing once in a while. That I think she's still doing that, but and then she like can't do something in the middle because she flipped completely to the opposite side where she's just like, what am I doing here? Who are you people? It's so cringe. I don't know what is wrong with this lady, but she's like, she can't human right. Something is not, I don't know. I'm not alone in this, so I feel a little better saying this now because there's something very wrong here. I don't know exactly what it is, but it's it's not. I don't even know how to say this. I don't know exactly what to call it. Obviously, I know some people have been assigning like the sociopath and psychopath thing. I get that sense, but obviously we can't say that for sure because I think if anybody were to be diagnosed with that, which would probably be very rare because those people tend to not do that, it would still, we wouldn't be privy to that. They wouldn't be like releasing it like, hey, by the way, you know how Erika has been doing all this weird stuff? Well, she can't help it. She's a psychopath. Here's the medical documents. That's why you gotta feel sorry for her because she can't emotion right and she can't help it. We're not getting that, right? Because all we can do is guess whatever her deal is. We can only guess and we can never say for sure. But it's super weird. And then lately she has completely flipped to the opposite. And during this event, it was extremely obvious. Like she wasn't acting like this anywhere else recently. It was all like, and now she's all like, it's so cringe. I want to feel bad for her. I was trying to feel bad for her in the beginning. I was telling other people like, it's okay. I mean, leave her alone. Her husband just died. I can't do that anymore. This is crazy. This is so weird. And here she is like, she like walked away. She was just doing a speech and the camera is on her now. And she's like all standing there, like looking down. Now she's going to pull out she's going to dab her nose with it.
Thank you, Governor Sanders. Thank you, Erika.
And then with the exact same spot that she dabbed her supposed snot with, she goes into her eye. If I actually do have something coming out of my nose, like I'm crying, I don't dab with exact same spot into my eye. Like you don't want to get snot in your eye, so you like churn it over and you get, the other side. Anyway, this is super cringe. But the camera had to stay on her to make sure they really caught her doing the dabbing thing. And she's all like sheepish and innocent. And then here too, she's all like, yes, thank you. Yes. Like the whole, oops. Oh my goodness.
Charlie, Kirk,
it really scrolls because it's near the end here. This whole like, I don't know. It's so, at least I'm glad that it's not just me and other people also recognize this obvious acting. Okay. I'm going to stop harping on this now, but what I happened across is right here.
With my family and unplug. There are certain things, like for us, we would make sure that Friday night, it was family dinner night, and then all day Saturday was family time. Charlie always prioritized myself and the children, and he would also make sure that we would get a date night in. He made sure that I always knew that I was always, always above anything else, and he made that amplified during.
It's interesting, she says, I and the children, which is fine. People say that all the time. But then she says that I was above anything else. Not like the kids and I or the family, but like I was me. I am above everything else. I am special. Made sure I knew that. And it's that's sort of cringe on its own. I don't know if that's normal for people to say, that they're like, they are number one when they have children and those are supposed to be number one. And then especially in this family, it's supposed to be a religious family, right? So for him, it's supposed to be Jesus is supposed to be number one. So this was the video I'm working on next. I happened to reference this post in it as well, and that's why when I happened to click on this and I happened to hear that, I was like, holy crap. And then I happen to remember this particular post since I've been working on the video. Today marks 4 years of being married to at Mrs. Erika Kirk. Second to following Jesus. It's the best decision I've ever made. She's blah, 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 blah. So Erika's over here thinking she was number one, but for Charlie, she was number two. Well, their marriage was number two. I'm sure the kids probably were above her or whatever. So she was maybe number three. I don't know if she was like her and TPUSA were around the same level, but I don't know. I don't know. I can only guess, but at least we know that Jesus was number one for him. And then number two was the decision to get married, which I don't know if that meant her specifically, but most likely, prioritizing the children and all of that, like normal parents tend to do. Anyway, that is what it is. I didn't want to, this isn't an Erika Kirk stream. I just want to be super clear. I just happened to be looking at this recently, and I figured since I had it pulled up, I'd share a little blurb. I'll probably include this in the next video I'm working on. I've already recorded it. I needed to edit it, but I might have to add a little something about that. Maybe I'll even just clip the what we talked about here or something real quick at the end or wherever it goes. I don't know. I'm not sure yet, but I thought it was relevant. So anyway, now let's pull up the thing that the stream is actually about. Actually, I'll share a chat on the chat here real quick. Professor Hoodoo, we have another professor. Hello, welcome. A little less firework might be great, Erika. Exactly. That's exactly what that must have been. Exactly word for word what they must have said. I would not be surprised. Okay, I'll try. I suspect she was born in a Chinese lab. I don't know about that. It's not. I'm serious though. Who would wipe their snot with the same exact spot that they put in their eye afterwards? It's weird. I can't think of anybody I have ever seen do that. I would be so grossed out if I saw somebody like get snot on a thing and then shove it in their eye. She knows the moment the camera's on her and begins to exaggerate her expressions. I think so. That's how it comes across. I don't have any other explanation for why something about everything she does seems so fake. All right. Let me get the other links pulled up. So, where are my notes at? Where are my notes at? Where are my notes? I have them somewhere. Nope. I have so many notes. I should have pulled them up ahead of time, but I was like, no, I know exactly where they are, and I think I did. Oh, here it is. Okay, I have my notes. My notes are here. I have them. Okay, so apparently there was a CPAC panel thing. It was called Women Warriors, and it had a little Q&A thing at the end or something like that, and some lady said something about family and children. I don't think it's anything weird. It seemed like a normal thing that somebody said, but people freaked out over it. I don't know why. So we'll find out together. Let me get the links up and then we shall watch what's going on. Let me close all the other ones here. We don't need that anymore. Yeah, I'll close that. I can find them later if I need to. Let me pull up this one and this one. Yeah. Oh, you know what? I did know CPAC happened because I remember I had that clip from CPAC where that guy was like, oh, who wants to impeach Trump or something like that? And there were a bunch of people that started cheering and he was like, no, wrong answer. I don't know if you guys remember that. I think I've played it. I don't remember which live stream that was, but I do remember that clip. That's all I have seen of CPAC. I haven't seen anything else besides that clip going viral. I remember CPAC, what was it? Was it election year CPAC? I remember that one because that one was, everybody was so excited. We were going to get the No New Wars president, and he had all these other people on this time. He was going to do it right because he had all these people in his cabinet that were saying all this good stuff. So much for that, right? Rain Nation, welcome. I subbed to you today. YouTube never gives notifications. The AI audio was great, but I you because you gave info about 501c3 the messes. I have no clue about them. Oh, cool. Welcome. Happy to have you. I agree about the snot eye thing. It's the first time I've heard anyone had the same thoughts about it. Oh, good. All right. Yeah, Rain, I don't know if you caught the first part of it, but I do really cover, or I have started recently doing some heavy research into the Kirk situation. So I do have other videos coming for that, but I also do other stuff. This particular stream is about the other stuff, but it's nice to have you. Let me get, okay, so her name is Isabel Brown. I kept saying some chick or some lady so far. That was so rude of me. I apologize. I could not remember her name. It's Isabel Brown is the name. I know it's probably on the thumbnail, but I haven't seen that in a while since I made it. Okay, and then I suppose we could probably start with the original what caused it. And then we'll go on to the View coverage where kind of the controversy of it began, and then what Fox said about it. That's only 5 minutes. And then she had a response, which I don't think we're gonna do the whole thing of because it's very long. We can start to click around that one. And then we do have a little bonus take here that's really short. Yeah, I do like the hill, so I think we can do the hill too. Okay, let me pull up the first one. Okay, so this was CPAC this year. Apparently it happened. Didn't know it happened except for the viral clip. Anyway, this was the panel on it. Let me move myself out of the way a little bit. I always gotta move myself and shrink myself a little bit. You know, I don't need to be that big. Gotta be tiny. There we go. Okay, that way you can see what's going on. I would love to give you info on so many things. I don't know your genre, so it might not help. Sure. I mean, if you have suggestions, I do have a Discord if you wanted to check that out. I do have a channel in Discord that has, what is it called? Ideas and feedback, where ideas and feedback, I suppose, can go if you have specific ideas. So you're welcome to do that. So everybody that does want to join, I do have to add you to the server if you just say hi in the landing page, and then when I'm done streaming, I'll add you in. I'll have to do that after I stream because I don't want to get distracted right now. But there is a link in the chat somewhere. See, that crowd was super empty. Yeah, I mean, I again, the only part that I heard about was that viral clip of people cheering for Trump's impeachment, which was crazy to hear from CPAC. It just shows how much people don't want this war. Oh, I appreciate that. That's so nice. Okay, let us resume. So this is a CPAC. Let me see if I can get around the time, because I know it wasn't in the beginning. I know it was somewhere, it's 20, it's somewhere near the end over here.
Isabel, your message to the young women.
Have the courage to be radically countercultural. Dare to fall in love, which doesn't seem that controversial, but it is these days. And have the courage to commit your life to your best friend, growing and sanctifying your relationship to march towards heaven together.
Amen.
Amen.
Annie.
I would say to...
That couldn't have been it. I think it's coming up because that so far that wasn't, that was like standard conservative go to heaven, get married thing, right? I don't know what the big deal is. So that must not have been it.
To reach out wherever you live and find a pregnancy resource center, a maternity home. If there isn't one, help start one, and just really support these women who are pregnant and in need, and give to them however you can. If it's financially, then through that. If it's through diapers and wipes, and if
Okay, I mean, I can support that. Something that I hear a lot of criticism from the left towards conservatives is they're very like, oh, no abortions, but they don't often have the same sort of passion for supporting the children that do end up being born and the, part of, the whole pregnancy and all of that. So I do hear that criticism a lot, and it's good that she's saying like, hey, let's support these things. I don't see an issue with that. So far, so good. I was canceled. Yeah, it's been taking a while. Yeah, I think we're getting we're getting there. Apparently, there's a crash out or something about this, not during this, but about it. Is she Mormon spirit wife stuff? I'm not sure. She does have like the Mormon look to her, but I don't know. I'm not sure. That is a good question. All of these professional non-trad wives telling us of women to get back in the kitchen. Hypocrisy is finest. Yeah, that is something that's weird is about these sort of events where they have a bunch of women that are like dressed up all trad and saying all the trad stuff, but they're putting themselves out there in public doing like having an Instagram or any kind of social media career in general. That is a career. They say it's not, I guess, because otherwise that sort of breaks their whole paradigm. But it's not like, oh, hey, I happen to send a picture of my family once in a while. That is a career. When you get large enough, that takes a lot of time and dedication to keep it up. And did I say time? The time you would normally spend on your children if you're super trad. So yeah, I mean, all these people that come out here, they're like, I'm super trad. Like, no, the people who really are trad are not coming out here and talking about it. They're doing it. They're doing the trad stuff. They're not out here like selling it and sort of putting the trad mask on. I don't know any of these people for sure, so I can't say for a fact that they are not like as trad as they're supposed to be. I don't really care one way or another, honestly. But it is a bit funny how so many people who are out there doing the whole, I don't even know what it's called, when you sort of act all trad on social media so that people that, I don't know, get off to that are like, oh yeah, trad, but they're not really at all. It's so fake. So I maybe a few of these people are really doing all that stuff, but I know for a fact that many of them aren't. So you don't really know like who's real and who's not. It's hard to tell.
not through prayers.
Lots of prayers. And I just want to end up, my advice is, first of all, join the CPAC Women's Coalition. We are going to be hosting a Women Warriors Conference coming up in the next few months, which will let you all know. And this is to build, exactly as these ladies are saying, a strong women's movement, a strong women's conservative movement, because that is what we need to build strong women. And with strong men together, we can make
That sounds kind of feminist.
very strong families in our culture, in our society. So join us in this movement. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
Rockstar.
Thank you, guys.
Was that it? That couldn't have been it. I don't get what's controversial. Did I not? I mean, was there something else here? There couldn't have been anything else. That was it. I mean, that ended. Did I miss it?
Ended up adopting one of her not even surviving
it's not her.
of
It's supposed to be the blonde
adoption.
one.
Because their message, Penny, to the young women out there.
Message if it's okay. My wrote in it.
It's being radically countercultural. Dare to fall in love, which doesn't seem that controversial, but it is these
It was
days.
her.
And have the courage to commit your life to your best friend, growing and sanctifying your relationship to march towards heaven together.
Amen.
Amen.
Annie.
Was that it? I don't. Okay. I don't see the big deal, honestly. Let's see if we can. I think It says it's 14 minutes into this one. It's gotta be that. Oh wait, what? This looks different.
That's how we're going to keep the House, keep the Senate, and guarantee another 2 years.
Wait, how are we gonna do that?
We can do for real. Great shows. La Reina del Sol.
Why is she saying that?
Yeah, seriously, for real. Great show if y'all haven't watched it. But the most important thing that we can do, and particularly everyone in this room can do to ensure that women get out and vote, we can't scream into...
Wait, women need to vote now? This is not feminist. Or, I mean, this is feminist. This is not conservative. I thought that women voting is a feminist thing. Okay, I don't get it. I think these are feminists, and I thought this was CPAC, so I don't understand why they're feminists at CPAC. I'm so confused. I thought this was supposed to be the opposite thing, but this is so feminist. How many Amish ladies are on TV? Exactly. All the people who are doing all the trad stuff aren't advertising it. Oh, that was in response to Naz. I want to go to the Women Warriors Conference. I don't know if you're allowed. That's I don't know. That is what it's called. That sounds very feminist. I don't know. I don't get the whole. I'm so confused. Because basically, if you say women should have equal rights, you get called a feminist, right? The only way to not be feminist is to say women shouldn't vote. And here's a panel full of women at CPAC saying women should be going out and voting. And how do we get more women to vote? And calling themselves women warriors. So everybody's a feminist then. I mean, if you're gonna if you get called a feminist for saying women should have equal rights, and that's all it takes, then I don't know of many people who aren't a feminist. Basically, everybody's a feminist by that definition. Gatekeepers like Joe Rogan sounds kind of feminist. We have feminists telling the rest of us to stay in the kitchen and make a sandwich. Hello, Phantom. Welcome back. That lady looks like Drewski. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. No way. She kind of does. Oh man. Now that I have seen it, I cannot unsee it. I don't want to be mean though. It's so hard to unsee it though. I've seen it already and I can't unsee. I cannot unsee. I can't. The more I look at it, the more it looks like. I'm so sorry, lady. I don't know your name. I apologize. I'm not trying to be rude. I can't unsee it now. It's not my fault. I blame Naz. I'm sorry. Did you see Average Lady Debater destroy? I have heard of it. I was told that she has made a stream about me or something. Naz hit but my wife makes better sandwiches than me. Well, I mean, whoever's the best at it has to make it. I don't know, the sandwich thing, I don't have a problem with it. I think it's kind of funny. It's more of like when I think people should be, I don't know. Since we're sort of on the topic, I don't remember if I've ever harped on this before or not, but I think if you have a couple who are together and each one has their strengths and each one has their weaknesses, maybe whoever is the strongest at that particular thing should be doing it. If they're not completely like horrified at the idea, of course. I mean, I'm sure you could work out some kind of compromise, and women do tend to be doing most of the cooking most of the time. I don't see an issue with that as long as it's not like, oh, you have to because you're a woman and man can't possibly lift finger or put toast in the toaster. Like, come on. I think if two people love each other, they find a way to make each other happy and to do things for each other that should come naturally. It shouldn't be like an assignment that you get to, oh, I did my homework, I made a sandwich. You know, it should be like, oh, you know, I love him, so I made him a sandwich because I know he likes chicken sandwiches or whatever. I don't know what he likes. But in this particular imaginary situation, I don't know. I think that's probably the ideal situation. I know the world isn't ideal and sometimes it doesn't work out that way, but I don't know. Trying to assign people jobs if you're not in the relationship seems weird to me. What if it is just... You're gonna get me in trouble right now. It's just Drewski. It's okay. Okay. Well, if it really is, then I apologize, Drewski. I did not mean to call you some lady. I was wrong. I'm sorry, Drewski. It probably is also Drewski. I played that a few streams ago, the Drewski thing. Oh man, let me pull it up. Let me find it. Oh, there's so many like remixes of it now. Let's see if I can find the original. Oh, there's so many. Okay, I think I found it. Is this it? Yeah, okay. Get 1 second. Am I in the way now? Okay. This might be a little loud. Let me turn down just a little.
On your feet!
I don't know if you guys remember when we watched this one, but yeah, that is Drewski. I kind of want to finish it now that we started it, but let me just compare real quick, because you know, it's hard to tell what the chat will have to play a little bit.
War is raging in Iran.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. That's, you know, I can't say for sure now.
We're praying for all the soldiers and troops.
That's great that you're praying, but
how about all the kids that died when the USA hit the towers?
It broke my heart. That is the
I don't know. We've played it before. I don't want to distract too much, but yeah, I mean, that's okay. Okay. I'm convinced it probably is Drewski. I apologize, Drewski, if I didn't know you were at CPAC. I was tried wife. No, you cannot go and get your job back after years of decades of raising kids. Mine cheated on me, so there's that. Damn. That sucks. I'm sorry about that. That's gotta be hard though. Yeah, I think I harped on this a few streams ago. Maybe it was the last one, about the whole like going back after having a huge gap on your resume and things like that. How all the like the whatever podcast and all of the I don't even know what to call them at this point, since they don't want to be called conservative, even though they act conservative, whatever. All of the people that are like, oh, women should be doing this and women should be doing that, and they're like, they could always go and get education later, but then say they don't want them to get education, but then they say they can always do it later, so either they should do it later or they should not be doing it. I don't know, they can't seem to make up their mind, but they're always the ones saying like, oh, you can just do it later, but that can't really be easy. Maybe if you have support at home and you go as like a side gig and sort of slowly get yourself there, but I don't know. I don't know exactly how it works. I can't imagine it's easy with a gap on the resume like that. Oh, funny with you, Drewski got himself into CPAC. It is Drewski. Okay. Well, I think the verdict is clear. The chat has spoken. It clearly is Drewski. I apologize. I should not have misgendered him like that. That was rude of me. All right, let's carry on. Well, no, I think there's something else here because we got distracted with Drewski talking here, but there was. It's supposed to be right here too.
The echo chamber. We have to get out and talk to our friends, our neighbors who aren't here, the ones who maybe don't agree with us on every issue.
Right.
We have to get into the places and spaces that conservatives traditionally haven't gone. That's how we're going to keep the House, keep the Senate, and guarantee another 2 years for President Trump. Yeah.
Places and spaces where conservatives traditionally haven't gone. I don't know. Does she mean like clubs, or what does she mean by that exactly?
Yeah, and we're committed, again, with our CPAC Women's Coalition. Please join us. It's a powerful group to join, as we're really going to take on the Democrats on this issue. They are not the party of the women. They actually, I think, suppress the women in so many ways. And we got to make sure that we keep our families strong, our men strong as well, as we continue in this battle to save America. Thank you both so very much. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I keep seeing, I'm not seeing like anything going on here. Okay, well, let's see what they, oh my God, I closed it. I'm so sorry. I pressed the wrong thing. It's okay, I'll get it back. I just, instead of Command W, I did, oh my goodness, now it's so loud. Instead of Command W, I did Command Q. I apologize. Oh my goodness. At least I didn't quit the stream one. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm gonna get the chat back. And okay, let me close this one. And here's, okay, I've got Whoopi now. Let me pull this back up. Where's the other one? Okay, I do have the other one. Professional streamer, y'all. I'm just kidding. I'm professional. You gotta make money to be a professional streamer. All right. Let me pull this up. Oh, that's the wrong one. I have to fix it now. Okay, there it is. Okay, perfect. It's not completely broken. It's so stupid. I'm sorry, y'all. That's the first. I haven't done that before. I think that's the first time I have done that particular thing. I've had technology issues, but not quite that particular mistake. Let me catch up on where was I here? I think we're just together and now just get CPAC. Make the video. I think you'd love it. Maybe we'll just post like a clip or something later on, I don't know, on Twitter or something, or a YouTube clips thing or something like that of the thing earlier. Professor Hoodoo. Love the show. Before I go, I have to say one thing. I bought my first 30-06 over 55 years ago. Trust me, Charlie was not. No hunter in the world believes he was. Night. Oh, good night. Thanks for stopping in. Yeah, I have heard that from many people as well, that it, like, that sort of weapon would not make that sort of, I suppose, that small. I don't want to say small of an impact, because obviously he's not with us anymore. But I have heard from many people that that particular, what they are saying the weapon would have made a much different, we would have had a different looking result. Let's just put it that way, so we don't get very graphic with it here. Is there a different way to contact you? I really hate Discord. I also have I have X, Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it now. There's a link. I think it's like, if you scroll down a little bit, it's under, it should show like where this area is, where the description, if you like expand that, you have stuff like, this is obviously not my video, but on my video, there's something like that too, where there's an X link. You can DM me if you want. At least you didn't say white male men. I think we did. I think we did cover that a few streams ago. But at the time, I missed the mailman part, because I really, like, I knew what she said ahead of time before I watched it, so I was sort of prepped with what she was trying to say, and so I heard it kind of how it was intended to come across. But I pulled it up again more recently when I was looking at that, her little speech that I just had pulled up a little while ago, just for the Arkansas thing, where she said that, where I was comparing how she looked all sheepish and weird. And then I played a little bit of that, and I was like, wait, mailman? specifically the mailman position, like that job specifically is there. And then I remembered that it was supposed to be what it was supposed to be. What is this? God awful red I'm seeing. You should fix that. Wait, what? Oh, right. Yes. I was like, wait, is something broken? Did I break something else? I thought I broke something else. You can't scare me like that. But yes, we gotta fix the styling of everything. It might take me some time because there's a lot of changes to do, and I think the chat at least might be easier to do because it's like one solid background thing. So that should be okay. That shouldn't be a big deal. So at least we could do the chat, but like the transition we'd have to do separately as well. So that might take some time. And then I have to redo all the thumbnails again because I just recently redid all the thumbnails. Well, not all of the recent thumbnails to do a more unique style, I guess, that's more consistent. And then I realized it doesn't match the live stream persona theme I have going on. So I have to redo all of them again. So if you guys notice the thumbnails looking different again, that's why. I'm trying to sort of unify things in like a single style, and I'm not a professional at anything that has to do with video or photo editing. I literally just learned how to do everything I've done so far. One little like tutorial or question to AI or whatever at a time, like, oh, how do I do this? How do I fix this? And like one little thing at a time, from like cutting a video into 2 parts and putting another one next to it. Like that's completely from scratch since last year, I think. So bear with me if things start looking different. Oh yes, do the clickety clicks. That would be great. Should put a little more pink. We gotta unify it. The entrance would be which smaller. Oh, right, for well, I didn't know that. I thought overall it would be somehow more big, but I'm not sure. There would be a huge. Okay, so on the other side it would be bigger. Okay, that makes sense. I think I'll take your word for it because I'm not sure. I've never shot one. I've never shot many different ones. Definitely not what they told us. Definitely not. You said my name. What is that when that happens, an accident? Is that like I forgot what, if it's the 3rd wall or the 4th wall, whatever wall that is. Pink is the new red. Oops, I clicked too far down. I was wondering if you changed all the thumbnails. Yeah, not. I have, but I have to change them again now. especially those mailmen. Yep. Okay. I have something. Okay, cool. Yeah. Just message me on X or whatever if you like. I appreciate you guys. Okay, so let's see what the View says about it. Apparently, they have something to say. I don't know if they'll also play a clip to exactly what they're referring to, because so far, where I thought the issue was supposed to be, I didn't really see a big problem. It was kind of as to be expected from women at CPAC, I guess. I don't really see what the big deal is. If people, honestly, like, I don't buy it because all these people are up on stage doing all this, like, stage famous stuff, not doing trad stuff, but then they're talking trad. So honestly, I don't buy it. But if people really do want to do trad stuff, I don't have an issue with it. I don't like, you do you. If you like that, you do you. I don't even have an issue with like men tending to be leaders and things like that. We're different. Like, people are different, and generally speaking, different genders do prefer different things in general. The problem is when you try to apply that to everybody, and then you have people who could have been doing something great get stuck doing something that they don't like or they're not as good at, and wasting their talent and things like that. Like if you ban a certain type of person from being a scientist or something, and they could have done something cool. Anyway, long story short, I don't really have an issue with the message itself, as long as it's basically like, here's what I think would be better. I hope you do it too, and not forcing people to do it. If you want to be like look at me, I'm doing this trad stuff, and I think it's so cool, and I think you would also be happy doing what I'm doing. I think that's fine. Like, I don't have a problem with it. It's like forcing people to do things is where I draw the line. Anyway, let's see what Whoopi has to complain about here.
Explain this story, but I'm going to tell you what happened. The Conservative Political Action Conference.
Okay, we'll have to speed it up a little bit. Let's do...
known as CPAC, wrapped up this weekend, and conservative activist Isabel Brown had a message for her fellow Gen Z women, who reportedly are the least likely group in America to get married and have kids. But I want you to see this.
If you're not encouraging your children to grow up and have the courage to get married and have kids, more kids than they can afford before they think they're ready, it is high time to start. It is these choices, like deleting our dating app.
Oh, okay. So maybe I had it too far back towards the end. It must have happened a little bit before I clicked on. So this is slightly different from what we saw, but let me just run a little bit to make sure we don't miss anything.
Courage to get married and have kids, more kids than they can afford before they think they're ready. It is high time to start. It is these choices, like deleting our dating apps and quitting birth control pills.
Oh, okay. I see the problem. The whole more kids than you can afford. Okay. That specifically probably isn't very smart. But encouraging families in general, I don't see an issue with. Like, if people do want to, if that's their goal in life and nothing else, then if you start young, you'll get there faster. I don't see a problem with that. But you gotta, not being able to afford it and still doing it seems like irresponsible a little bit.
And saying I do at the altar that ultimately trickle down into the political policies that we will see save our country.
Okay. I just want to say.
What is this? I mean, I know this is sped up, but she was like, somehow I didn't expect her to be like, okay. I don't know. Somehow I was not expecting that. I was taken aback.
Years ago,
I didn't know she talked like that. That's so like, I don't know, teenager woman in their 20s thing.
They used to come after women of color and accuse women of color of doing this very thing. Wow. And that's why they continue to cut all these programs and erase all these things. Childcare, name it. And now, had I known that it turns out we are all just one group of women. We're just one group. I mean, because what is she, what?
So my ultimate beef with this is that it wraps a woman's worth up.
Wait, what? Oh, because specifically people used to say that women of color can't afford the kids they have or something? Is that what she's saying? But now they're saying it's good, so... Oh, okay, she was like, you should have said it's good sooner, is her thing. I mean, okay, but maybe you should celebrate it now if that's supposed to be good. I'm confused by this. But when women are not being tried, telling others to be tried, I think that's effed up. You didn't know Erika is 5 years older than Charlie. He didn't even go by his own rules. That was so awkward. I do want to also make a video on some of that kind of stuff later as well, because I remember there's one there's an interview where she's like, they're together on stage, and that's not the first time when like he expected her to say something else, but she kind of spilled the beans. And he was saying about how like you should get married young and do it right away and not wait and all that. And she was all like, well, it's okay. I mean, if you want to wait until you're in your 30s, you can totally still do that. I don't want to make you feel like you won't get it or whatever. It was something like that. I don't know the exact words right now, but she's like on stage and you can see Charlie look at her like, and he's sitting there like with his microphone in his hands like, okay. And then he said something off like, if you want to be all something about like carefree or something like that. I don't remember the exact words right now. I'd have to pull it up later, but yeah, that was so awkward. Because I mean, she to be fair, when she said like, I found mine, that's true. They did get married when she was older, and that's so all of his harping and then he does the opposite thing is, yeah. Yeah. Charlie's answer was the man needs to figure it out to avoid. Sorry. The man needs to figure it out to afford the kids and wife. that's interesting. I mean, I don't know if that's really good advice to have kids when you can't afford them, because figuring it out could mean doing something illegal when you're desperate. And I don't think conservatives want to promote that kind of thing, do they? Hello, good evening. Happy to see you. Happy to see you as well. I hate this episode because Whoopi always divides women based on ideas and color when it fits her. Drug it is, and she wants to be part of womanhood. Another video talking about he was so embarrassed. He tried to keep it a secret. Yeah, you could tell he wasn't comfortable. And yeah, it does. I don't watch The View often, but the few clips I have seen over the years, it does seem like that's kind of her job, is to do that. It's weird.
In her ovaries in a way that for too long has happened. The whole women's movement was not about bucking the trend of staying at home or loving tradition. It was giving women a choice to do what they wanted. And that's what this is too. Marriage, children, it's a choice. And by the way,
But be responsible for
no,
God's
but be
sakes.
responsible. But the other thing is they act like people are sitting around just saying, yeah, no, I'm good. Most women I know, and some don't, but most women wanted to have children. They don't have them for other reasons. Most women I know, if they had a great candidate or a partner, might want to be married. Maybe they don't. The fact that we keep putting this on women, that their only worth in society, politics, policies, is if they produce a baby or have a husband, is the stupidest, most old-fashioned thing. We have come too far. The world has over 8 billion people. We no longer need to force people to procreate and pump out babies. We have arrived here. Women now and girls now have a choice. Let them do
where
that.
is the call to responsibility for the men who help make these children? Like, I don't know why it's always people lecturing women what they have to do or not to do. But
I have heard, again, I'm going to speak a little off the cuff here. I don't have the exact stats in front of me, but I have been hearing that the whole having kids in general, that it's not that women aren't doing it for whatever reason, like they're choosing not to, but it's more like a lot of people are having problems having them in the first place. Like they can't seem to make them, if you know what I mean. Like they have to do all this IVF stuff and stuff like that, and so many people are doing the IVF thing now, and a lot of people can't afford the IVF thing. And for some reason, I don't know exactly what the problem is, because it could be like sperm counts could also be low, because I know testosterone has been very low. So I think it's possible that it's not as simple as, oh, women can just choose to do it and then magically problem solved. I think if we are trying to have more children, there might be other causes here. Surfing. Oh, no problem at all. You might want to start a video about this. They sound like chipmunks. Oh, that's fair. That's fair. I can do that. Thanks for the feedback. It's always good to let me know. Then not. Let's do like 1.5. That should be better. Thank you for letting me know. And don't worry about the hugging chat at all. It's no problem. Unless you're toxic food. Yeah, I don't know exactly what it is. I can't say for sure, but I know that it's not as simple as, well, if all we can do is make women want to have them, then problem solved. Like there's things like this are way more complex than that, and if only it were that easy, right?
bottom line, if you're not paying my bills, you don't get to tell me what I do with my uterus.
Well, also, I do feel like she doesn't even realize how goofy her point was, because she said we need to teach our kids to have the courage to get married. If your marriage requires courage, I have a lot of questions about your husband. We need to tell this woman about LegalZoom and how easy it is to get out of it.
Do remember, these are the same people that support Donald Trump. But I mean, look, that does take courage.
Also, I gave our girl Isabel a little Google. She has a baby. She has a 1-year-old. Of course, she thinks everyone should have a lot of kids. She has a 1-year-old.
They are talking kind of fast now. I think it was just the first one. I think it was just the first one that was talking a little fast, but they are already kind of talking pretty fast. I don't think we need that much.
Sleeps all day. I also was like, I'm gonna have a bunch more kids. Wait till your kid is up and walking and you spend most of your day trying to get its shoes on. Yeah. You're probably gonna rethink how many kids you have. That is my son. Yes, that is my new baby. Thank you. Oh, thank you so much. So I just would say to Isabel, let's check.
Pants were optional.
That's right. We don't do pants. We do Winnie the Pooh at my house. I would just say, Isabel, maybe.
I don't know what they're talking about. What is that supposed to be? Like, oh, I already have a kid, leave me alone? I don't know. I don't get it. What was that? What was that whole segment about? The whole like showing her kid? I don't get it. Why you want to show your kid off? In today's world? I don't know.
Maybe let's check in with your boobs in a year and see if you still want a lot more kids.
Well, that part, and I think it's just really reckless to be suggesting that people should have children when you now know in this country there's this affordability crisis, and for a two-person household, a married household, you need over $400,000 for childcare. Over $400,000. Most people don't make over $400,000. So she
Is that true? That sounds like
she's
a lot.
advocating.
I don't know. I think that if you... I think people have to prioritize what's more important to them. I think if people want to have kids immediately so badly that they are okay living slightly like kind of as far as like classes go when it comes to how much money you have. I always feel weird saying like lower class, but if people are more comfortable with living in a way that they're not spending as much, that obviously is going to be a lower standard of living than if they were to spend more, but they have to make decisions. Do they take their money and put it towards having the child, and then they themselves and the child overall live in standards that are lower than they are used to? Or do they wait longer and make more money and have children then later when they are more comfortable having sort of providing the same standard of living to another whole person that they are used to themselves? So I think that's for every family to decide. I don't really know exactly what the numbers are. That seems high to me. I think you could probably get away with somebody in the family making if like one person in the family makes over $6,000 and you live in an area that is more rural, not like in the middle of the city, obviously. I think you could get away with having a single income household and then having the other partner watch the children. So I think that's possible. I don't know if you need exactly that much, but
For people to be...
I do have to let my cat out of the room, otherwise he's gonna freak out. I'm gonna be right back. Let me do this real quick. It's only gonna take me a second, but I gotta do that. Okay, sorry about that. He was freaking out. I told him he couldn't get back out if he came in, but does he listen? Nope. Loti, I don't know about that. In some regions of the world, birth rates are sky high. I think the main factor are economic ones that make difficult creating families. I don't know if the low T is across the world, if that's the same problem, but I know in like what we call the West, in the West specifically, the testosterone being low is a serious, serious problem. Kids nowadays that are like, turning 18, 19, even in their early 20s, their testosterone levels are as much as a grandpa in their 80s, like 50 years ago. It's bad. It's so bad. I don't know what's causing it exactly. I think we might have some ideas here and there, but we don't know for sure. So it's a problem. Marriage takes courage with marriage takes courage. WTH, it's a commitment. True. That is true. Big commitment, I'm assuming. Maybe, but it also seems like with more affluence, birth rate lowers. That is true. I think I did also, I did speak about this earlier as well. I don't remember which stream, but how did I put this? I was saying something about like when people don't make as much money, a lot of times people who tend to stay lower class throughout their lives tend to take unnecessary risks, and too many of them. And the wrong ones that don't have good returns, and then they get deeper into debt and have less and less money that way. And people who are more likely to take those risks would see like, oh, let's have a kid, let's just do it and we'll figure it out. Because that is a huge risk that you're taking, that you won't be able to support the child the way that you might want to. While people who tend to make more money tend to take more calculated risks. Again, this is personal opinion of just observing the world, just not any particular thing I'm referencing, but what I've noticed is people who take more calculated risks tend to grow their wealth more and live more higher class, because they tend to know when to take risks and how much they can afford to risk, and be more conservative with their spending and things like that, which is why they tend to have more money. But they also see that having children is a huge risk, and they may not be ready to take it because they want to be more prepared to be able to afford that. So what something that would be affordable for them might mean having way more money to have a way nicer lifestyle for everybody, including the new addition to the family, while something that might seem affordable enough for somebody that's lower class may be more like, oh, we'll figure it out, let's just do it kind of thing. And that might speak for the difference. So I don't know. It could be that, there could be other factors, but I don't know if we can say that just because it seems like people who have more money have less children, that it's somehow not relevant to the concept of deciding whether or not you're ready to have kids based on how much money you have. It's just that people see ready differently, but I think that is still a lot of the math that is coming into the equation here. That I said that wrong. I think a lot of that, I think, you know what I meant. You know what? I don't have to. You know what I meant. Words, not wording. Rise of cancer cases. Let's look at minimum wage, way far from 100K or more. I didn't know you had a cat. That's also, yeah. He's very cute. I want to see the fancy cat. We need a cat cam. He was sleeping on the bed earlier. I don't know. He was being cute, but I'd have to. I did have I don't know. We could make something like that happen. The problem is he tends to not stay in the same spot for a long enough time usually when you want him to. And when you don't want him to, of course it happens, but he's not as predictable to do something like that with. He's very rude. He's actually a very sweet cat. He's very nice. He's a good boy. It's just that he doesn't like being stuck in a place for too long. So if he can't get out, he freaks out and then he wants to come right in. The cat is still there though, bothering the chat. Yep, I mean that one right there on the where is it? Yep, this one here. This one is a different one though. This one is looks like a little black kitty. I think I got that around Halloween. The one I have is more like white and fluffy. There's so much put into our food that it's literally not recommended for human consumption. We need to get back to basics. I do somewhat agree that the overprocessed food is probably not good for us. Definitely not a cat cam. If only he would stay still long enough. Fertilizer is the same petroleum crap and Tupperware, all plastic we use now, bottles, water, etc. Big oil makes it all, yeah. I mean, I don't entirely disagree, but I can't say for sure one way or another. I know that, like, instinctively, it's probably better to eat things that you... Like, I try to grow my own food the best I can. Obviously, I don't have a lot... I would love to live on a farm. I would love to, but I don't. So I do the best I can, especially... And I try to buy things that are organic. Or how did Drewski say it? I think Drewski had a thing about that where he goes like, organic. So I do try to buy things that are organic, but I don't know how much that really matters overall. I hope it does a little bit at least. Don't feel like that. Yeah, I mean, I think it's more or less common sense that a lot of things that are synthetic probably aren't great for us to consume or consume off of. So I don't know. But at the same time, I don't know if that's the only issue. Hello, Tom. Welcome back. Sup, just got here. Welcome back. I missed the tree cat. Oh, that cat. Okay, it'll be back next year. Well, this year when it's around the holidays. I should be able to bring it back. I should make sure I save it because they don't do the little, like, what do they call them? I forgot what they called it, but they don't do that anymore where you can put like an individual thing on your stream. If you had one, they let you keep it, but I don't know for how long. I should probably figure out how to save that cat in case they get rid of it entirely. Organic. There, organic. Thank you. Organic. No, I think it was organic. Organic. There we go. I was saying it wrong. It's organic. I think that was right. Not by orcs. I got my last got his own pet because he kept bringing mice. Oh man, the fetishist was a hermit. What? I would want to see how that works. That's not something I've heard before. That's not a combination I've heard. All right, let's see what else I have to say about it here.
Born into poverty, people not being able to feed those children, people not being able to educate those children, and people not being able to house those children at the same time when this government is cutting all of the services that would allow people to have families and big families and children.
$400,000 over the
Well, so I think, okay. This is a little confusing now because they're saying that it's better to wait to have kids until you can afford it, but then they're also saying, well, the government is cutting the programs. Well, if we want the government to keep paying for it, then you don't have to wait, right? You can just have the kids and have the government pay for it, which means have everybody else pay for your kids. But if you don't want the government paying for it, then I guess that would make a little more sense. But then don't complain about I'm confused. I don't think this really makes sense together.
lifetime of the child or what?
No.
A year?
It's
That's
a
like a
year.
minute
It's an
almost.
annual income exceeding $400,000 to afford childcare. And I want to add.
I don't know. I think to afford childcare, as in like you go and drop a child off somewhere for somebody else to watch the child. I think, I don't know, that maybe in like a big city or something, that sounds like a lot. And for how long a day either? Like, because I know a lot of people probably don't do childcare like 40 hours a day, unless maybe if they work the whole time and they have to have, I don't know. I don't know if that's true. That sounds like a lot. If that is the case, then that's sort of like a national average or something, and not just in New York City or something or LA, because I know those places are obviously the cost of living there is overall ridiculous. If in the Midwest somewhere it's like that, that's crazy. Again, I don't know if that's true. I haven't looked it up, but that sounds a lot. I know a lot of people that do have kids that don't make that much, so and they somehow do childcare because both parents are work. I don't know. That seems like, you know what? I'll just leave it at I don't know. He's bringing food into oh yeah, he's trying to feed you. They're saying $400K per year. Yeah, that seems like a lot. All my friends with kids make way less than that. Yeah, I don't know a lot of people that do have. I mean, $400K a year has to be downtown LA. Yeah, it has to be, because otherwise nobody would be able to afford to have kids. Like nobody at all. There would be like 5 kids, 5 kids born per city or something. That seems exaggerated.
No, it's all over the country, according to Lending Tree analysis. And finally,
It's all over the country. I don't know about that. If that's true, I don't know how people are doing it, because people do it. They do it.
Woman makes $10,000 per speaking engagement, between $5,000 and $10,000 per speaking engagement. Maybe she can afford to do it, but most people cannot.
But she's saying, but listen to what she's encouraging. She's saying don't have any thought about what you're doing. Yes, be thoughtful before you have a kid.
Correct.
You should be thoughtful before you have a kid.
That's it.
And perhaps, Isabel, you want to talk to some of those red states about some of their laws about women because they're not really encouraging women to do anything except flee from them. You're telling people to have as many babies as they want to. Again, I'm going to send you back into the past, and I want you to look and see how people were treated. And then I want you to say, you know what? Maybe this isn't the smartest idea because I only have one child. I don't have to deal with anything because I got somebody who watches the kid because I know his kid wasn't on the thing with her. Yep. It's just, look, if y'all are Gen Z, you know this ain't the one. Yeah. This ain't the one, okay?
Okay, so that was that.
Well, author.
This is Fox coverage. Let me catch up here. Plus, I worked as a camp counselor at a place that did free or reduced childcare, and the hours were 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. It was a YMCA. Huh. Yeah, I mean, there is no way those numbers are accurate. There had to be some kind of caveat to what they counted or something. If you have a kid and need childcare, the hours for childcare are going to be more hours because parent works 40 hours per week. You got to figure in time to drop off. Oh, that's true. Nowadays, though, a lot of people do work or do have more flexibility with working from home. Ever since what happened in 2020 and stuff. I know it's not for everybody, clearly, but I know a lot more people do have more flexibility of working from home now and things like that. So they're able to, like, at least be in the same house as an older child and not have to drop them off if they're kept busy somehow. And not have, yeah, I mean, for people that do have to go into a physical job yeah, that makes sense. But still, that much a year is a lot. If you spoil them and buy them, if you spoil them and buy them expensive stuff, yeah, I believe that. Well, she said that was just childcare, though, didn't she? She was like for childcare specifically, like for somebody to watch your child for you. I don't know if that included buying them stuff, because unless it did, maybe I misunderstood that. But yeah, I mean, if you can get things secondhand, because children tend to outgrow things pretty fast, you probably don't need to buy all the things new. I think you could probably save a lot of money from them being babies, at least. I don't know. I don't have a lot of experience with children, so I can't say for sure.
And host of the Isabel Brown Show, Isabel Brown, is urging young Americans to prioritize marriage and family. Watch.
If you're not encouraging your children to grow up and have the courage to get married and have kids, more kids than they can afford before they think they're ready, it is high time.
Yeah, I mean, having more kids than you can afford, like, you can't afford them for a fact, and you know that you're not ready, or you think you're not ready. I don't know about that. Maybe I'm sure it's going to work out fine for some people, but I don't know if that's going to work out well for everybody. Probably not. If people think they're not ready for whatever reason, it seems like for at least a lot of those people, that reason might be a good one.
Time to start. It is these choices, like deleting our dating apps and quitting birth control pills and saying I do at the altar, that ultimately trickle down into the political policies that we will see save our country.
Oh, wait. Maybe I have to have more context for maybe having seen the rest of that conference or whatever they had there, but if you delete your dating apps and quit your birth control pills, then does that presume that you're going to be only dating in person and then getting knocked up before you're married? I'm confused as to the order of operations there that was being suggested. Am I the only one that found that order of things kind of confusing?
Well, unsurprisingly, the co-hosts of The View were quick to lash out at her and her comments. Watch.
What is she? What?
So
My ultimate beef with this is that it wraps a woman's worth up in her ovaries.
Bottom line, if you're not paying my bills, you don't.
This poverty.
First, I'll just say I never expected that this was going to be my Monday. That clip that they reacted to was an answer I gave during a panel discussion that was 30 minutes long at CPAC last week. And it was a very short 2 seconds of the greater conversation that we were having, clearly taken wildly out of context and with the intention to continue pushing the anti-family propaganda on the women of our generation that we saw spewed all over The View yesterday. Elitism is the perfect word to describe just how out of touch these women really are, because most of them are married with children and worth millions upon millions of dollars, but they have the audacity to scream at you like Sunny Hostin did yesterday, wearing an $800 jacket and lying to you, saying that childcare costs $400,000 per year. If that were the case, no one would be able to afford children.
Yes.
But what's really alarming to me is that at the
Yeah, that seems excessive. I don't know if that was smart to say that. I don't know if they meant like the people have to be making that total, not that it costs $400,000. Like you have to be making as a household. You have to be like specifically making that much money per year as a household to be able to afford childcare. Not that only the childcare costs that much, but like you have to make that much to afford whatever the childcare costs. Which I don't know why they didn't just say just say whatever it was that it cost on its own separately. But you're forgetting about somebody who could afford kids until big companies do layoffs and firings. That changes things a lot. That's true as well with all the jobs that are going to be lost with all the tech stuff that is already happening. That's probably not great for having kids either. I think she referred that the dating app is to have the casual SCX and using the pill. Oh, is that what I don't know. Is that what she was talking about? That makes a little bit more sense for like a conservative to say. That makes more sense than makes more sense than stop taking the pill and get knocked up by somebody in person rather than on an app. I don't know, why not just say like get married or something, which I'm sure she did, and then like she did in this particular other clip. The average weekly cost for full-time 40-hour childcare for one child, just from $125 to $350, with the national median about $343 per week for infants now at rent. That's per week. That's not terrible for a week. That's not bad at all. Compared to the $400K that I thought would have to, yeah, I mean, it adds up for sure. It adds up, especially for like the infants apparently is more expensive. But yeah, that's nothing like what I was picturing with her saying you have to make $400K. Yeah, it's obviously not nothing. It's a lot of money, but and it adds up over time if you constantly have to be doing that. But that's a lot more doable than what they were talking about. I assume she meant 400K from 0 to 18 because 400K per year is demonstrably false. Yeah, I'm pretty sure she said per year. I was like, what?
End of the segment, Whoopi Goldberg.
It's true because even on that show on The View, the other one, it seems like the other ladies were like, really, you know, that, because she kept like clarifying, yes, really per year, et cetera, like. That seems unbelievable.
Wrapped everything up by saying, Isabel, how dare you tell women to want to have children? If you're saying that, I'm going to send you back to the past. So it's always about choice for these people until that choice is the beauty and the joy and the purpose of marriage and motherhood, which of course we should be encouraging people to strive for.
Well, you know, in poll after poll after poll, the happiest people.
I don't know. It seemed like they said that they were fine if you did want to choose that, at least in the beginning when the other lady was talking. I don't know.
People in America are women who are married with children. So you have to wonder what that's all about. There's another thing in these polls. Women who make professional sacrifices for the sake of their family also report higher levels of happiness. This is something that the left doesn't want us to talk about. Here are some recent articles because they're really pushing this like it's a threat to them or something if women want to get married and have children, especially young women. Here are some of the recent headlines. Sooner or later, everyone has to decide whether to give up lazy weekends, disposable income, and overall peace of mind to have a baby instead. So this is all about, that's an article that came out in the New York Times. It says, from Gen Z to Gen X, a pause in the march to the altar or a decision to skip it altogether is becoming more and more common. By the way, I just had a conversation with Mike Johnson, Speaker Johnson, who was just here. He is the product of 2 teenagers who got pregnant in high school, dropped out, and they went on and had 3 more kids after Mike Johnson, and it seems like they're doing pretty okay.
Okay, so one time that happened, they ended up okay somehow. Cool. I think most teenagers that happens to, it doesn't work out like that. So I don't know what that's supposed to prove. Like, you have this anecdotal evidence of one couple that worked out for. Is she really suggesting that literal teenagers should be doing this? I really hope not. But there must have been a reason that there must have been a reason she brought that story up when they literally had to drop out of high school to do this. I don't know if this is where they want to go. That seems a little too far for me. I mean, I sort of understand trying to encourage people to have more families. I think without families, a nation doesn't really survive well. I don't have a huge problem with it as long as it's optional. And if you want to encourage, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Family's cool. Family's great. But having this example where you're basically glorifying kids dropping out of high school to have babies, that's not, is that the example you want to, I don't know. That's kind of shitty. 20K a week plus the rent and food, etc. on minimum wage or less than, still broke. That's for one kid. Well, on minimum wage, yeah, that makes sense. That's for one kid. Yes, thank you for all the new subs. I appreciate y'all. Let's resume here.
More than okay. Look at him achieving the American dream, and he's just one story of millions upon millions. Look, the truth is, Rachel, we're claiming that we live in the most empowered time for women in all of human history, and yet the only level of empowerment that they are willing to give you is if you forego committing your life to your best friend and bringing new life into the world through the miracle of pregnancy and motherhood. You're right that for women under the age of 35, married moms with kids are 3 times happier, according to a recent study from the Institute for Family Studies, than unmarried childless women. And it's hard to imagine why they're so threatened by the idea of you being happy. But when you really start looking down at the political breakdown of all of this as well, the entire Democrat voter base is completely contingent upon unmarried childless women who clearly are not happy and are looking to fulfill their life through government control rather than the stability of their family. I don't know what young woman needs to hear this today.
Besides our own fulfillment of having children, I mean, it is the most wonderful thing.
I don't know. I don't disagree that it makes sense that women who are generally the ones having kids out of the 2 genders are going to be happier if they have a family. And if you don't have one and you're by yourself, obviously it makes sense that most people would be less happy. I don't think that's like a controversial thing to say. I think that makes sense. But okay, I mean, is it really, I don't know. I do understand that there are some people on the left that do take it to that place where, like, you know, family bad, don't be doing that. But I don't think that's the majority of the left. I find that hard to believe. I'm not saying they don't exist. I'm saying it's not most of them.
That ever happened to me. But putting that aside, there's a really practical side about it. You get older, you need kids to help take care of you. I mean, I remember.
That seems a little selfish. I mean, if the only reason you're having kids is because you want to be taken care of when you're old and not, you know, to have the kids and give them life and, you know, for them primarily, that seems a little, I don't know if that seems like kind of a bad reason to have kids, but what do I know? Funny to skip the one who had kids and have no support. These people don't care about babies after they're born. I mean, that one lady, from the very beginning that we played, where she was like, you should support your local center, pregnancy center, and give them money and whatever. I thought that was good. So it seems like at least some of them want to support the women and children, but well, she did say pregnancy center, but I think she also said something about after they're born too, because I don't remember now for sure. I think she said like pregnancy center and I think those are meant to support after too. I don't know for a fact. So it does seem like there's at least some of them that care, but it is mostly like, oh, have the kids and figure it out later. And I don't see a lot of how they're supposed to figure it out exactly. It's more like, go ahead, have kids before you're ready, and then deal with it on your own somehow. That's pretty shitty. I don't know. That doesn't sound right. I don't have an issue, again, I don't have an issue with people encouraging others to have families and kids, but to say that before you're ready or before you can afford it, you should be doing it, and then not like willing to not willing to support you in doing that, even though you should, yeah, that seems wrong. I don't know. That's because they're gonna toss women into old folks' homes. Just saying, it's gonna be on mama's dime, not the kids. I'm speaking generally. Yeah, you never know. Like, if the only reason you have kids is for them to take care of you, that seems kind of selfish. That probably isn't gonna be a great relationship. But I don't know. I honestly, like, I can't say. I don't have that sort of experience. I would like to sometime. Hopefully not like too, like, not like forever from now. Hopefully it does happen for me, but I don't know. It's rushing into something that you're not ready for is probably not great advice, especially for younger people that are in high school. Like, if your advice is drop out of high school, have babies, that's not good advice. That's terrible advice. Don't do that, please. Nobody do that. That's terrible advice. If it worked out fine for some family, that's great. That's wonderful. I'm so happy for them that it worked for them. But for most, it doesn't work out that way. It doesn't work that well. It's a terrible idea. It's a terrible idea. If you have a good family, good relationship with parents and good grandparents, you might just have the circumstances where you'd manage even though you're young and established. That's also true. If you do have that support, then you're not ready. Then you do really have, if you do have the support and you do have people who are going to help you, then it's not that you can't afford it, because you can with the help that you're getting. Like, you should be able to afford it if you have all that family backing, and you should technically be ready if all these people are ready to support you. Unfortunately, families seem to be, especially like having extended family that's close, seems to be more and more rare these days. It's not humanity's historical reasons for having children so that they take care of you. Okay, fair. That's fair. But I think I harped on this last time, but it seems like things have changed a little bit when people used to have kids for like extra so that they can work on the farm and whatever, and now we only have a one or two because we care about them. Something crazy like that, right? Yeah, I mean, it seems like we have, as a society, different different expectations of what it is that we're doing when we're having kids. Like, what do we want out of it? And it seems like now it's like we want the kids to be happy and healthy and to care for them. And previously it's like pop out a few extras so we have extra hands on the farm. So I don't know. It seems like times have changed a little bit in that regard.
We're talking to my girls. I have 6 girls. And I said to them, yeah, 6 girls. I've worked really hard for you. Don't put me in a nursing home. And my daughter said, don't worry, Mom, we gotcha. Which was kind of funny. But there is a practical side of that as well, right? I mean, we all do get.
That's kind of sad if you have to keep saying that all the time. Like, you're not sure. If you have that many children, like you have 6 children, and you're not sure that at least one of them is gonna help you when you're old, that you have to keep repeating that's so sad. You popped 6 kids and you're not sure that, I mean, that's 6 is a lot. You would think at least one of them, like you would be willing to bet that at least one of them would probably take you in when you're old, if you have that many and you think you're doing a good enough job. But if you're that insecure about it, I mean, I don't know what that says about her. That's probably not, I don't know. Maybe you shouldn't share that, lady. That seems kind of awkward for you. Yeah. All right.
Get older, and it's great to grow older with kids and get that kind of help from family versus strangers in a nursing home.
It's beautiful, and it certainly matters more than your bank account. But even if you look at your bank account, one recent study from last year found that your wealth actually goes up by 23% if you have children over the course of your lifetime. So even from a financial practicality perspective, this makes sense. But ultimately,
Well, okay. If your wealth goes up 23%, I'm sure that 23% is probably going towards the kids. So it's not like you have an extra 23% of wealth that you get to spend. You get to spend it on whatever you want. It's probably like you have to make extra wealth to support the kids that you have. So that makes sense.
look, I don't know what young woman needs to hear this today. I hope you're not listening to the likes of these absolutely miserable elitists who want you to stay miserable on The View. It takes courage to commit your life to another person, and certainly in our culture today, it takes courage to bring new life into the world. Be courageous. Dare to fall in love, to get married, to have kids. Your legacy.
I don't disagree with that. I don't. I think that's great advice, but saying to go ahead and do that before you're ready and even go ahead and drop out of high school and do that, that's terrible advice. So you can say something like this and be completely right. But you can also say, take it a step further, quite a few steps further, and it starts going from, you're absolutely right, go ahead, have kids, have families, you're probably not going to regret it, probably, I don't know. It seems like there's a lot of divorces out there, so hopefully, you pick well and your person ends up being the same kind of person that you picked in the beginning. You never know nowadays. So hopefully it works out, but that's not guaranteed, and hopefully you get the right person and all that, and finish high school. I mean, if you do anything, at least finish high school. And if you do,
you'll leave behind is infinitely more important in that area of your life than any paycheck you will ever collect from your employer.
Oh, I love that message. Isabel Brown, you were right over the target. That's why they went after you. So thanks for joining us this morning.
Yeah, but if it's between having a paycheck in general and say you don't have support, you don't have family, like it's like having a kid or having a paycheck. If you have the kid, you still don't have the paycheck. Like now you have to feed two mouths and you still don't have the paycheck. So that's not, I don't see how that's going to help you. Then you're going to have two people who are in trouble, and then you might even get your kids taken away if you can't support them. If you can't care for your children, they will be removed from you. So you have to be you have to take care of at least the basics, and hopefully a little more than that for kids. You can't just you can't just be popping them out and sort of, I'll deal with it later. Like you gotta have at least some semblance of a plan about it. I have 3 kids grown now and my wealth never increased. It always decreased. W2 they're talking about. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly. I think it does. There are some stats on specifically men. When men have families and they get married, people do see them as more trustworthy, and they're more likely to get raises and be like, oh, well, you have a family, you need it, or you have a family, you're more trustworthy, and get raises and get higher positions in management and stuff. So I think that is a stat that is true. I don't know exactly by how much, but I do think that is a thing. Not so much for women though. When women have kids, that it's the opposite. So for men, that is true. What she's saying is true for men specifically. When men have kids and have families, they do tend to make more money, but also the extra money they make is going to be spent on the kids and family. So it's not like extra money for vacation or whatever. Like you're going to be spending that on the kids and family, hopefully. Wealth isn't only financial. I mean, sure, you could say wealth in a non-financial way, but I think specifically here what they're talking about is finances. Can't plan for inflation, shrinkflation, rising costs, etc. I mean, yeah, we're all pretty screwed there in that regard. No companies look at men with families as costing them more. Yeah, but they do with women, so yeah. Which is why for men do tend to get raises when they have families and kids, because they're seen as more trustworthy, while women tend to not. Which, from a perspective of a company, like it makes sense. Like if you put yourself in the position of the company and you want to maximize profits, it's kind of obvious, but it is what it is. All right, let's see if there's anything else on this, because I think that at some point.
Conservative.
Oh my goodness, that was loud. At least for me. I don't know if it was loud for you. Does the sound seem pretty balanced for y'all? I can't tell with myself speaking, like with me speaking and what we have on the other people, the YouTube and whatever. Hopefully it's balanced. If it's not, let me know.
Activist Isabel Brown had a message for her fellow Gen Z women.
If you're not encouraging your children to grow up and have the
Okay, we've seen this. So we're not watching this whole thing, but this is her channel, I guess. That lady that is all like blah 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 blah. And yeah, we're not watching this whole thing. I'm sorry. Oh, that's an awkward pause. Something. Yeah. So apparently this was a big deal. Let's see what was over here.
The View this week because Alyssa Farah, the one token conservative on the panel, is that.
Yeah. I don't know exactly what. Yeah, there's a lot here. We're not doing all this. I'm sorry. I was hoping to keep today kind of short because I still have to do some stuff around the house still. Now that the parrot is sleeping. I have to clean out the garage. Yeah, I mean, yeah, we're not watching all that. I'm sorry. The point is, she had a response and she made a video about it, and it's like an hour long. And if you're interested, let me know. I'll send you the link. We're not doing that. And then I guess okay. So this is the Hill covering it. I don't know if this is going to tell us anything new. I think we've already kind of covered most of it, but let's see what they say about it.
Said they're literally crashing out because Isabel Brown told young people it's good to get married and have.
Well, that's not why they're crashing out. That's false. Okay, the real Daily Wire. Okay, that's not why they're crashing out. It's not that she's told people it's good to get married and have kids in general. It's because she said you should be doing it before you're ready and before you can afford it. That's the problem that they were crashing out about mostly. So yeah, obviously the 400K thing was crazy. That was ridiculous. And I don't know why they had to make it racial. That was kind of stupid. That was annoying. But they were crashing out because she was like, have kids before you're ready. Have kids before you can afford it. That was the thing. Not like, I mean, anybody can come out at any point and be like, oh, it's good to get married and have kids. Like, sure, okay, whatever. Nobody... I don't know anybody that has a problem with that in general. I mean, I'm sure there's some people, but like as a general sort of sentiment, I think it's fine. Awesome pause. Did you say parrot? Yes. I do have a parrot. Yes, the chores are super icky. There's probably gonna be like bugs in the garage too. There's always, if you haven't moved something for a while, there's always spiders on it. And, anyway, it has to be done before it gets too hot outside. Yep, there is a parrot. It's never on the stream. He goes to bed at a certain time every night, and I can only stream after he goes to bed. They're too unpredictable to do any kind of live streaming with, so he probably wouldn't be happy with this situation here. He would probably pull that off, for one. And also, the whole time he would be talking, so if people really want to hear a parrot's thoughts, they might get to hear that, but it might have, if we ever do that, it might have to be a separate channel, and that's going to have to be at a point where I'm not doing the mask thing anymore, because he's not gonna deal with this well. He's gonna pull it off, I guarantee it. I have a green cheek turquoise conure. Oh, that's so cute, Captain Jack. We live on my boat. Oh, that is so cute. The conures, they tend to be so sweet. I've seen so many videos online of people who have conures, and they'll like put their hand out and it'll like snuggle into their hand. It'll like scoot itself into the hand and like snuggle in. They tend to be so adorable and loving and stuff. I have an African gray parrot. He's very cute and talkative. He talks about butts a lot. Because I asked a long time ago, I asked him, what color is your butt? And now he's saying it all the time, and he gives the answer too, because it's red. He's got a red butt. It's very cute. Before it gets too hot outside. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's already, during the day, it's already there. So that's why I gotta do it at night. It's cold here. Oh, I kind of wish it was cooler here sometimes. I don't wish to be cold, but I wish to be cooler. Not like sunglasses cooler, but like, weather. Oh, that's a good point. The parrot and a boat. And the parrot's name is Captain Jack. So yeah, I mean, yeah. I don't see any other way to interpret that other than, well, yeah, okay, the parrot is the pirate. Okay, that makes sense too. Okay, so the parrot is the pirate. We've cleared it up. Yep, his name is Captain Jack. Yep. That makes sense. He makes me up with hey baby. Aww. That's so cute. You're sitting in front of a portable heater? That's crazy. I've got the AC on right now. I had to turn it up a little bit too. It's getting warm in here. Up as in like more AC. That's crazy. Man. All right. Well, I don't know if, I mean, I didn't know the Daily Wire responded. Like, I'm not surprised, but they could have at least been honest and about what they were crashing out about here. Let's see if there's anything else here that might be related and interesting. But we'll probably call it a night here in a few minutes.
And I thought I saw it suggested somewhere. I didn't watch this part, so I saw a discussion about it as if one of them had said that it cost like $400,000 to raise a kid.
For a married family.
That's not. Yes, somebody said that. That's not. Or that's what childcare costs. It's not. There's no. I know childcare is too expensive. It doesn't cost $400,000.
Maybe over a lifetime, putting them through college. Maybe that makes
if you add college and all, I mean, depends where they go, but that's all. It doesn't. For daycare, doesn't cost $400. I know it's expensive. It's not. It's a significant part of your income if you live in a city. But
yeah,
anyway,
she was saying per year.
I think. Look,
she emphasized per year.
Obviously, no one should be forced to have kids if they don't want to or if they don't feel ready. Women prioritizing their. I don't have a problem with that. I would say we've maybe gone too far the other way, though. Like it was good to want to give women more choices and want to emphasize other vocations, but now it's like it's a little too stigmatized. That like no, it's okay to be just be a mother, and the people are maybe delaying it too much, or they're delaying it to the point where they absolutely feel totally ready and totally secure. And I think the point that Isabel Brown was making, which I agree with, is that look, you'll never feel totally ready and secure in all ways and ready to have a kid. Like if you wait for that point.
Okay, that's one thing, and that's a different point than you can't afford the kids. So it's slightly different than like, okay, you realistically can't afford them, and you realistically like you're probably going to be okay, and if you do want them eventually, like maybe don't put it off too long because you're nervous or whatever. That's a different message than if you can't afford them, have them anyway. Okay. I usually don't disagree with what's his name? This guy here from the Hill. I usually don't disagree with him, but I very mildly disagree with him on this particular point because it seems like he's giving her like he's saying what she kind of wishes. He's kind of saying what he thinks she should have said or that he wishes she would have said, but that's not exactly what was said. So that's kind of my only issue with this. But the rest of it, I don't disagree. I do think that there is some stigma against women having kids coming from the left, but it's not as serious as some people say. Like there is a faction of people that do seem against it, and they do seem to like treat it as like, oh, that's not good enough. Like you somehow, if like all you do is have kids, that's not good enough. You got to also do something else, or else you're not worthy of respect or whatever. I don't know. I know that there are people like that. That is a sentiment that exists, and it's unfortunate. That's completely unacceptable, but it's not the majority of people. So I think we're fine there.
You're gonna wait forever, and so jump in. It's okay to be a little unprepared. Like you'll learn how to be a parent as you do it.
Again, it's different to be a little unprepared because you're not sure how babies work and you want to like learn about it more as you go. Okay, that's different than I can't afford kids. In high school, like if you're still in high school, like that other lady from Fox was saying, like, oh, these people, they dropped out of high school and they had 3 more and they're fine. Like if you're still in high school and you can't afford children because you can't even afford yourself, like that's not. That's like bad. It's bad idea. Absolutely bad idea.
You know, you don't have to have all of your, that's all. You don't have to have all your I's dotted, your T's crossed. You can do it. That's how your parents did it. That's how your grandparents did it. That's how your great-grandparents did it. They didn't wait till they were absolutely financially secure in all ways. No, they got married at 20, they had kids at 22.
Yeah, well, that's the beautiful thing about
They also had a much better economy.
this. We have a choice.
All right,
Some people don't want to have a kid in their 20s.
Well, that's fine.
At 25, I was at my parents' house still, commuting to my job at MSNBC in New York. Wasn't a good time to be a mom. Didn't even cross my mind. Wasn't ideal. I didn't have a place to put the kid besides my mom's house. Right. So it's not about if I can afford it. It's about the life that I would like to live as a mom. So when I found out I was pregnant during the pandemic, I was 30. And I was like, oh, okay, well, I'm grown. I can afford this kid. I lived in an apartment at the time. I was like, you know what? I can afford a house. Talk to Colin about it. You want to get some more space for this baby? Wouldn't mind the apartment if we needed to stay. But I was in a situation where I made a good choice that worked out for us. I don't understand why it needs to be a message at CPAC to say, well, get off them dating apps. Like, what's wrong with the dating apps? They're fine.
I don't
She said delete the dating apps.
I don't have any problem with the
yeah, like what is she saying? Like people are looking for the right person as opposed to just a person to marry. I think back in the day, a lot of people used to get married quickly, and that's fine also if you want to do that, but there's no rush. Perhaps find somebody that maybe matches well with you in the political beliefs, in religious beliefs, moral fiber. Like take the time to get to know people a little bit longer. There's no rush. Like I know grandparents that have been together forever. I know a couple that met for 6 months in their 40s that have been together 20 years. I mean, I think it's fine.
There's no rush. Again, I'm not really disagreeing with you. There's a happy middle ground between, you know, jump the gun, rush into something before you've totally figured it all out. That's not good. We don't want families to begin that way. That can be bad, sure. And waiting too long, because you do. I mean, I'm in this bucket. I'm 37. I still aspire to have children. Still plan to in the next few years. But I'll be an old man when I have young kids. And I'm serious. I
don't find that you'll be an old man. If you have a kid in 3 years, okay, you'll be 60 when they're 20. I think you'll be able to run around.
I mean, no. I am more tired and physically not as capable as I was 10 years ago for sure. There's no.
You just came back from Vegas, Robbie. Cut the crap. Were you so exhausted, or did you have the same amount of fun?
It is what it is.
I'm basically an old man. I'm already getting tired. You just came back from Vegas. she called him out. I usually don't really like her, but she called him out. Yeah, and again, I generally don't disagree with him. I think a happy middle is probably the best answer there, as it usually is for most things. So yeah, I don't think this is going to be that controversial. That's kind of funny, though. He just came back from Vegas. Boomers got it all and left us. I'll look around. I don't know about that. I mean, some people, I don't know. I wouldn't, I don't know that. I don't have that sort of dar. I mean, some men are just a little more, I don't know what, I don't know. I'm not saying what you're saying here.
Yes, but I'm saying I would have been happier if I
I don't know for a fact, so I can't speak. But also, I don't know if I'm really good at recognizing.
Already had the kids by now, because I'm old, and I won't have when they have kids of their own, I'll be really I'll have less time with grandkids, great grandkids. It's just a reality.
It's a beautiful thing.
It is what it is.
I'll say what a beautiful thing is. I had the opportunity to have my great grandmother in my life until I was 35 years old.
Me too.
Till 106 years old.
That's
because
not that much, but yeah, that's
because she had my grandmother young, my grandmother had my dad young, so I see the beauty in that too.
Right.
But I also see the beauty in the choice, and so it doesn't need to be a pressed message either way.
Okay, so this is a good way to end on things. It's a happy middle. They seem to be coming to a consensus there, and I think that's probably where most people are at. I think like what they're saying here is where most people are at, but that's not what was said at CPAC. Okay, let's just we can also look back on what was really said, and it wasn't this. So we can sort of soften it and go with this is probably the best sort of happy middle ground, and most of us can probably agree on that, but we can't be like, oh, well, that's what was said, and they're freaking out over nothing, because that's not exactly what was said. So I think overall in this situation, it seems like, well, okay, the original CPAC thing seems like it went a little too far, but also it was kind of like an offhand comment. I can't speak for some reason. I'm sorry. It was like an offhand comment at CPAC at the end of a speech. So, I mean, the audience there probably already agrees with that. Hopefully nobody took it as drop out of high school and have kids. Hopefully nobody took it that way. So it's kind of whatever. I mean, I think you should probably be ready and be able to afford kids before you have them. But if people are going to do what they're going to do, and at the CPAC thing, you're preaching to the choir. So the people there, I don't know how different their opinions are from each other. If somebody's saying something on stage, the rest of them are probably like, yes, go queen. I don't know. I'm making that assumptions, but I don't know for a fact. On the other hand, the view thing, I don't know why they had to take it to race. I think that was stupid. We can discuss the issues at hand without taking it to race. That was kind of neither here nor there. Like, okay, I kind of see the parallel, sort of, but like, then shouldn't she be? There was a lot of contradictions in what The View was saying. They seemed to go one way, but then they went the other way with the government spending and whatever. It didn't make a lot of sense together, what they were saying, so that was odd. And then I don't know why it was that lady with her kid, like, what the point of that segment was like, oh, wait, I have one, so I don't know. Like, I'm sure a lot of them probably do. I'm not sure. That was confusing. And then the Fox thing was probably the most... That Fox lady on Fox News, the one that was interviewing the blonde one, when she... It seemed like she was suggesting that people should drop out of high school and have kids, and that was crazy. So I think out of all the things that were said in general, that was probably the wildest thing I've heard. The rest of it was sort of whatever. So that's where we're at. And yeah, so I tried to start a little bit earlier today, stream-wise, because I know a lot of people do tend to try to go to bed early, especially during weekdays and things like that. So I'm gonna do my best to try to start like as early as I possibly can, which is probably around the time that we started today. So we'll see if I can do that for a while. See how that goes. Yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. Thanks for joining, everybody. Thanks to everybody who's new and everybody who's not. Everybody who's been here before and everybody else that has joined recently. I appreciate everybody. Thanks for giving me company in the chat and whatnot. And